Okay, hello everyone. I'm recording this at midnight. I just finished watching the state of play, and of course, it's time to talk about the state of play. To which, honestly, I know I shouldn't talk about my feelings before even listing what was shown, but honestly, I am just surprised by just how decent it was. Actually, a pretty good amount of titles. So, yeah, it was an hour long. So let's not waste any more time. And yes, because this video is midnight, I am talking much more. I'm talking in a much more softer tone of voice because, yeah. Anyway, we begin with a game that I definitely was not expecting ever getting a sequel, that being Kena Scars of Cosmora, the sequel of Bridge of Spirits. And I'll be honest here, I completely forgot that game existed, but my sister did play it, I think 2 years ago, something like that, and she did enjoy it. So, I want to say maybe this thing is gonna be it'd be good, but maybe chances are this game is gonna be either painfully mediocre or it wouldn't have changed all that much from the original one. But who knows? Um, Next up, we have Ghost of Tsushima Legends, because of course, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima had it, so the sequel couldn't have. The sequel couldn't. You think the sequel couldn't have it? But honestly, I think this thing is going to bomb really, really hard. And why do I say this? Because I don't think many people cared about Legends with Ghost of Tsushima. With Ghost of Tsushima, which people did not like, people are probably going to care even less about Ghost of Tsushima Legends because of that fact. But yeah, I'm not expecting this to go well at all. But yeah, next up we get the announcement that Death Stranding 2 is going to be on PC, to which yeah, it was hell of a lot more quicker than the first game was, and of course there's no Valve stuff like in the original one. Okay, Death Stranding came out before Sony adopted, or the PlayStation adopted the PC stuff, but yeah, I'm surprised that it took this short of a time to actually release the game on PC. And again, no Valve stuff. Next up, we got For Loop, which is a looter shooter, and I've said enough. That game, I mean, I appreciate the balls to release a looter shooter while we are still going through the aftermath of Expedition 33, a single player experience with no looter shooter stuff whatsoever, completely dominating at the Game Awards. So I can fully expect I can expect this game is not gonna last very long. Not to mention that the footage lagged, the trailer footage lagged. So eat this. So this is not gonna help your case, buddies. The trailer being bad as it is definitely not gonna help your case. But yeah, next up we got the announcement dates for two Capcom games, those being Pragmata and Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Pragmata is coming April 24th, and Requiem is coming on February 27th, so in 2 weeks' time, actually. Actually, no, I think, hold on a minute. Today is the 13th because it's midnight, and yeah, in 2 weeks' time it's coming. Okay, yeah, it's coming 2 weeks' time. So, yeah, not that far away to wait for RA9. I don't want to say. I mean, there's one game much more later that could be at the Game Awards, but and yes, this is the first time I mentioned the Game Awards in all the videos I've done from January up until now. This is the first time I've mentioned the Game Awards, but there's a reason why, and the reason is called Grand Theft Auto 6, unless it gets delayed. Still hasn't, but who knows. But yeah, after those two games, we get the announcement of the remaster of Legacy of Kain Defiance, which comes, I think it was in a special edition that comes with a unreleased sequel of Legacy of Kain Defiance, and the only thing I can say is I didn't write on my notes, but I can immediately imagine. I can imagine a lot of videos saying how bad this remaster is, how much they butchered the original vision, and all that stuff. And yeah, all keeping with the sudden trend of people saying that remakes and remasters have caused, like, I don't know, are the cause of the war in Ukraine or some shit like that. But anyway. Next up, we got Brigand in Abyss, the brand new game on the Brigand series, to which I wrote in my notes, apparently it's been around since 1998, question mark, because, yeah, I have never heard of that game, or that series, ever. This is like the first time I've ever heard of this. But, yeah, it's whatever. And potentially the most out of left field announcement of this thing yet, of the state of play yet. Dead or Alive 6 last round. Yeah, Dead or Alive is back somehow. But basically, the last round is in addition with all the characters that will DLC, which it's a good thing because one of the biggest reasons why DLC I mean DLC 6 makes sense because I could check because the one of the reasons why Dead or Alive 6 died as quickly as it did is because of the stupid amount of DLCs that it had, and all the stuff that was free at launch up with DOA 5 was put as DLC for DOA 6, and apparently there's gonna be new characters. So yeah, I guess that's a step in the right direction. And then, oh boy, a teaser with Ryu Hayabusa and Kasumi for a brand new Dead or Alive game for the 30th anniversary. How the fuck did that series come back from the dead? Actually, I know the reason, and that is because of that fucking gacha game that probably gathered them so much goddamn money that they decided, you know what? Yeah, let's try and have another and do another Dead or Alive game, because otherwise I cannot find any other justification. But yeah, releasing a Dead or Alive in the big 2026 when the franchise has no more no more reputation whatsoever other than being the fan service 3D game, the fan service game, the anime fan service game that is not 3D and not 2D anime. But I mean, DOA is technically anime, but it's in semi-realistic 3D. It's not fully anime, so yeah. It's for the 50th anniversary, to which I can immediately say it's going to be dedicated to creator of Dead or Alive, which passed away late last year. So I can definitely expect a tribute to him. Then we got a gameplay footage of Control Resident, the sequel of Control, and in my notes I wrote from third-person shooter to pure action game, to which is an interesting decision because. Yeah, I can already see a lot of people potentially being drawn away from this game. People might have been interested, leaving this game, or not giving as much interest as previously because, yeah, Control. I mean, Control is a weird ass game. Outside of famously destroying being so powerful that you need a supercomputer to actually run the damn thing, and even then, that might not have been enough. Switching over from third-person shooter to full action game is an interesting choice, and who knows if that's actually going to be a popular one. No, it's not going to be a popular one, I assume, but who knows? Maybe it's going to be a good game, potentially be better than the sequel, but who knows? Anyway. Next up we got Crimson Moon, which is a Soulsborne, because we need to have a Soulsborne in the state of play, so yep, next. And then we got, after that, the Game Freak game, the known Pokemon Game Freak, made by Game Freak, called the Beast of Reincarnation, to which, in my notes, first and foremost, this thing comes on August 4th, and in my notes I wrote, it feels like Stellar Blade, and it's an action game that, yeah, it feels. I got a lot of Stellar Blade feels from it. Even the main character looks a lot like Eve, only Japanese instead of Korean, and apparently this game looks to be an absolute banger, which of course prompts usually you spark the usual conversation about how the fuck can Game Freak put up amazing games, but when it comes to Pokemon, yeah, that. But yeah, all those discussions that eventually all dive down into just give Game Freak more time, goddammit. But yeah. And after that, we got a Rayman jump scare. It's the 30th anniversary edition, which we got the Rayman jump scare, but turns out it's just a collection of the 5 versions of the original 1995 game called for the 30th anniversary Rayman called 30th anniversary edition, plus an unreleased beta. And it's kind of a disappointment, but at this point, you've probably heard of the awful situation the Ubisoft is right now. So expecting a full-blown Rayman game is basically a fantasy. And with if you don't know, if you're living under a rock, Ubisoft is in pretty deep shit because they just cancelled the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, and Beyond Good and Evil 2 is now stuck on development hell. And they also closed down the studio behind the latest Prince of Persia game. So yeah, they're in deep shit. So yeah, even so much deep shit, so deep in fact that not even the Tencent buyout might actually help them out getting out of the rut. So who knows? And of course, not helping matters is the fact that all the developers behind Expedition 33 were former Ubisoft devs, which of course does not help their reputation not whatsoever. But yeah, at least they acknowledge Rayman, so there's that. Next up we got the Hollower from the creators of Shovel Knight, to which I don't have much to say, so let's go on. And then we got what I teased about talking about the Game Awards, Neva Prologue, which is the prequel of Neva, and I wrote in my notes, already a potential candidate for Games for Impact. And that's like the only category. Well, actually, I do have a bunch of games that are pretty much are certified winners at the Game Awards. Forza Horizon 6 is definitely going to win Best Racing Game. I can see Neva Prologue winning actually Games for Impact because I'm pretty sure the last one did win Games for Impact, I believe, 2 years ago. But it's the prequel of Neva, so my sister did play it, which is the reason why I ended up picking it as the winner for Games for Impact 2 years ago, which fortunately I got it right. So yeah. Whatever. Next up, we got Yakuza Shinobi Ops, to which, I'll be honest, I didn't watch anything because I had to do something, so I just completely skipped it. And then we got to Project Windless, which, in my notes I wrote, Muso, so it's a Warriors game, basically, with an oversized chicken as the main character. Honestly, I just laughed the entire way for the entire trailer because... yeah, there were. Oh shit! Yeah, the oversized chicken just fucking cracks me up. Maybe there is an actual oni or yokai or whatever. There's like a figure like this in Japanese mythology or something like that, but it doesn't make it any less stupid. That's probably gonna be like a big selling. This probably gonna be like a one reason why people are going to buy it because there's a fucking badass oversized chicken. Playing this game as the main protagonist of this game, but yeah. Anyway, after that, we got Star Wars Galactic Racers, some gameplay footage with races at one planet I don't know. The second one is Jakku. The third one is, I believe it's Andor. That's definitely not Yavin, so it's gotta be Andor. There's like only two forest planets. Even though Andor is a moon. I know, Andor and Yavin are moons. Yavin 4, I need to be precise. But yeah, there's like the two settings with woods and all stuff is only Andor that we've seen in the movies. As far as I remember, it's only Andor and Yavin, so it's gotta be Andor. And I don't remember Yavin looking like this, so it's gotta be Andor. And another snow planet, which... I don't know if that's the planet of the First Order or Hoth, but I want to say it's Hoth because it wouldn't make sense for it to be the First Order. It's the Jakku is in this thing, so it's definitely during the New Republic era and the birth of the First Order. So maybe it's the planet of the First Order, but something tells me it's probably Hoth. But Yeah. Next up, we got some other footage of 007 First Light, and also the release date, which is going to be May 27th. And one thing that I'm sort of surprised is that they decided to make M a woman again. And I say again because I'm aware Judi Dench was M in the Daniel Craig movies. But I'm surprised they decided to make M a woman. I'm going to assume it's M, but yeah, I'm surprised they decided to make her a woman. And it almost feels like they wanted to take who was it again? Naomi Watts, I think it was. Naomi Harris, I've been Skyfall. I mean, she became Pennyworth in at the end of oh god, at the end of Skyfall. So I'm going to guess that they decided to just take the character and make her action and make her M. But yeah, and of course, just because she's a black woman, I can already imagine a lot of people going, yeah, woke shit, woke trash, and all that stuff. Anyway, but yeah, then we got a bunch of Konami stuff. We got the Volume 2 of the MGS Master Collection, which includes Master Gear. Metal Gear 4 and Peace Walker, and it comes on August 27th, plus an update for the first volume, which includes HD graphics for MGS1 and MGS3. Then we got Darwin's Paradox, which it's an original game with the demo that I guess I think it's the demo. I mean, the first bit they showed is a parody of Metal Gear with the squid, with this octopus. So I'm going, and then they right at the end of the trailer they showed that the demo is going to be shown, and the demo will be available right now, and the squid changed over to snakes, to Squid Snake, I guess. So I'm going to guess the demo is the parody of Metal Gear, which yeah, I guess that I mean. Sure, maybe it's a, maybe that's a big a really good game. Who knows? And but yeah. Next up, we have the new Castlevania game called Castlevania Belmont's Curse, which is for the 40th anniversary of Castlevania. And after that, we got the teaser for the new Silent Hill game, Silent Hill Townfall, to which, yeah, I know, I actually found out about this, but turns out that Konami decided to make a new Silent Hill game every year. And that has come from a friend who said, "Oh, of course, yeah, they have to be like this." And these are their actual words. Your game was successful. To the Slop Factory you go. So, yeah, I don't know how long this will go, but considering that, actually, Silent Hill 2 was actually considered a miracle because let's face it, a lot of people believe it was going to be trash, and Silent Hill F. I don't know how many people liked it. I've seen a lot of people complain about the whole thing of they put Soulsborne gameplay in Silent Hill F. But as for actual praise, I haven't seen much. But I think actually, but I should. I mean, I want to say it should have been. At least it was somewhat praised. It was considered. At least I want to say it was considered a good game. But in all fairness, I've seen more people saying that it was a bad game than a good game. But actually, there I always see more people say just I like the negative aspects. To which, guess what? I mean, people saying that everything is trash are the loudest. But yeah, who knows? Next up, a game that I was definitely not expecting Konami to reveal, but it's a game that I'm honestly sort of interested in, and that is called Rev Noir. And in all fairness, I've gotten a lot of vibes from Grumble Fantasy to Xenoblade Chronicles, and honestly, I might check that game out. Who knows? And then after that, we go to, as I wrote in my notes, the closest thing it will ever get to a Shadow 2005 sequel, and that is the John Wick game. And yes, John Wick is a placeholder title because I've seen the while some other trailer was going on that I didn't care for. I went to the homepage of YouTube, and the PlayStation posted the trailer of the John Wick game, and it's called Untitled John Wick game. So yeah, this is a placeholder title, but yeah, it's John Wick. So what else you'd expect? Of course, with the voice and the face of Keanu Reeves, but I guess you didn't mean to mention it. But yeah, after that we got a marathon trailer, to which in my notes I wrote, other than the release date, which is going to be March 5th, and a beta period, which is on at the end of February until from late February to early March, like February 27th, March 5th. Basically, I'm going to say the what? There's like a beta period, but I don't remember. I don't remember the timings of, but it's gonna be a period. But outside of that, I wrote in my notes, this game is gonna bump really, really fucking hard, and yeah, I'm going to give it. I don't know. I mean, you gotta be really, really bad if you're going to beat Concord in terms of in terms of life surface dying, but I'm probably going to give it a month tops before it dies. Definitely, I mean, again, this game's got to be really fucking bad to actually last even less than Concord. But yeah, this game is not going to have a lengthy future. Then again, I said this about more revivals, and the thing is still relevant to this very day, so yeah, maybe I'm going to be wrong. But I'm going to guess that I'm probably going to be spot on for this. But anyway, next up we got a PS Plus dump with Spider-Man 2 coming at PS Plus Tekken Dark Resurrection on PS. That was original PSP game, which I believe this was the game that effectively saved the franchise from oblivion, if or something like this, because I remember a podcast from Triple KO, which is the podcast by Maximilian Dude, Justin Wong, and oh god, Madman Muscles, and they were talking about Tekken, Tekken Resurrection, and this was basically the game that convinced Harada to stay with the company after the humongous clusterfuck that was Tekken 4, if I remember correctly. Hey, does this sound familiar, come to think of it? But yeah, next up we got Tank Crisis 1 and Big Walk for PS Plus. And after that, we got the last three games that were shown. The trailer for the X-Men for Marvel Talk on Fighting Souls, and we actually find out that yes, this game is going to be voiced. No surprises there. And the X-Men shown in this trailer are Storm, voiced by Mara Juno, who's Lisa from Genshin Impact, Magic, who now I'm going to assume a lot of people are going to main her thanks to her popularity in Marvel Rivals. Wolverine, voiced by Steve Bloom, no surprises there, and Danger, which is a brand new. I said new brand new character, but I'm going to assume she existed for a hell of a long time. But yeah, these are the characters for the X-Men, and yeah, honestly, I don't know if I want to check this game out. But maybe. But I never checked Marvel Rivals because I don't really care about superheroes, and this is probably gonna be exactly the same. Even though it's made by Arc System Works, but yeah, I'm probably not gonna check this game out. But yeah. After that, we come to the final two announcements of the state of play, and these are the two biggest bombshells, plural. First and foremost, that the God of War 1, 2, and 3 are going to be remade, not Ascension, Ghost of Sparta, and Chains of Olympus, apparently. And the whole thing was presented by the original voice actor of Kratos, T.C. Carson, before it was replaced by Christopher Judge. To which, yeah, I actually now that I hear T.C., I honestly surprised with just how close the voices, TC's and JC's voices sound like. I honestly, if you didn't tell me that this was the original voice actor of Kratos, I probably wouldn't have figured it out. But yeah, in fact, I was convinced that Christopher Judge even voiced Kratos in the original games, not that he was a completely different voice actor. But yeah, so that's a cool thing. And then After that, we got another announcement for another God of War game, and it's another God of War prequel because we already got like 50 hundreds of them. And this one is a 2D pixel art game made by Mega Cat Studios, the same guys that resurrected the backyard games. And it's called God of War Sons of Sparta, and it's supposed to be the very first game, I'm going to say, in the timeline of God of War, with Kratos, Kratos in his youth before becoming, before everything happened, from Ares, they become the Ghost of Sparta, and of course destroying both the Greek and Norse pantheons, but yeah, and apparently this thing is gonna be available right. It's available right now. So, yeah, and that's all for this state of play. And honestly, I wasn't expecting much, but this is some really good ass stuff. We got some big. I mean, probably the biggest. The biggest dud is for Loop, because a little shooter after when we're still reeling from Expedition 33 dominating so much at Game Awards. Yeah, bad idea. But then we got some unexpected news, really unexpected news, like Dead or Alive being alive, which is like the biggest one. Then what? Another new Castlevania game, a new Silent Hill game, John Wick game, of course, and of course the fact that we're gonna get a remake of God of War 1, 2, and 3, and the origin story, the true origin story of Kratos. So, yeah, this thing was stacked, and this is probably, I want to say even better than the direct, but to be fair, that direct part of showcase, you didn't need to do much to be better than the direct showcase, because yeah, that direct was primarily games that already came out that are going to come to the Switch 2 or the Switch. But yeah, that was really a really good one, even better than I expected, and. Yeah, definitely better than the state of play of the direct, of the partner showcase. But yeah, so yeah, a really good show all in all, and well, I got nothing else to say. So see you next time, folks.